All right, everybody, welcome back in. This is another Stormgate cast. I'm Algorithmore, and this is another one featuring Arkuss. Welcome back, Arkuss. This match on the edge of oblivion will also feature a Vanguard player by the name of Bryans. Welcome in, Bryans. I think this is the first matchup cast of you. And Brian's is going command post first. After the scan comes in from Arkuss, that means we know what you're doing. We've seen it all. Nothing is hidden from the eyes of the Celestial. But that is also not super surprising. There is a command post. That is usually the way we get an opening here. Into a barracks and some mining. What is Arkuss doing? We got double arc ship, also a fairly standard opening for your Celestial. Trying to saturate those bases as fast as possible. And we have our first creation chamber almost finishing off here. Probably going to get some Argents popped out, maybe even surged Argents. We shall see. Not surged at the moment, just trying to get Argents out. We have Scouts coming out for Brian's. And Scouts do what Scouts do. If you're not sure what Scouts do, they scout. It's right in the name. Right there in the name. And here comes the scout, very speedy across the map, as you see. Edge of Oblivion, also short rush distance. And we see the scout gets in, double creation chamber is what they see. Couple prisms pulled off to fight, and Argent chasing off with the hose. Get off my lawn! Get off my lawn! Another dog shows up. It could become a pack of dogs. But for the moment, it is now a tech switch into Biokinetics Lab. And that means probably Exos, but possibly just upgrades for maybe Lancers. Or maybe we're just going pure Scout. We'll see. That would be a surprising tech choice. Back home at Arkuss's base, it's up to 3 chambers. A couple of Argents just protecting the front gate. Third one there. One of the scouts is over here looking for base, and in comes the arc ship. This is going to be interesting. I think there's an interesting interaction here. You can block the creation chamber with the dog, although the dogs are immediately aggroed. I think you have to hold position them to make it work. But it might not work anymore. I remember that's sort of an old trick that used to be done way back in the old days, as it were.
Dimensional rift detected. A Stormgate will activate soon.
Stormgate on the way. Dogs soaking in those juices. While the dogs are soaking in the juices, let's just speculate a little bit. I think that things are going to get... We're in a dark time right now in Stormgate. Sure enough, after release, we got some bad news. But I feel like there's this glimmer of hope. We haven't shut down. A lot of other games have shut down, which means stuff is still going on, which means something's got to come out. News, good news at some point. So let's all cross our fingers and hope for the best. Maybe Tim's got some new partners, and we'll hear about it soon. Once again, thanks for hanging out in my channel and watching this fun game. I hope you love it as much as I do. And it is Exos that have shown up here for Brian's. They're being chased down by Arkuss and his creeping horror. But it's going to be some micro stutter step from the Exos. They don't have their quick draw yet, I don't think. Yeah, so they can't quite get that stutter step they want, and they're really just running. But a bunch of Exos meet them there with a pretty good concave, and out come the hefty boys, the servos. They got their overcharge on, and they're here to fight. And now, who's doing the creeping? Who's doing the horror? The creeping horror goes down. The Exos charge. The servos are in the front just trying to be the front line there. And it's many weak Argents that have to run now because taking a couple extra shots now. Kree show up. Now it's the other way. The servos don't want to be the fodder for those Kree, nor do the Exos. So they're going to run their way home. And that is uncomfortable, as the servo says, as he goes down. Couple pups over here. Just staying out of the fray for now, not wanting to be part of that damage, that disaster. And actually those weak Argents doing what you want to do, taking a nice wellspring bath, soaking it up, and healing up. Many of them almost full already. Third base going down for Brian's over here. Third base already up for Arkuss. More creation chambers also coming down. Looks like fourth base going down. That might have been one of those old scan arc ship maneuvers. That's a fun play. Puppy dogs get found out, and the first one goes down. Unfortunately, the second one, finally Brian's gets the notification and pulls that puppy dog back. In so doing, gets some scouting information on this fourth base. Pretty say, nah, papa. Put that puppy back into the production, if you know what I mean. We've got up to tier 2 here for Brian's. We got the Kree run by, the old-fashioned Kree run by running in here, trying to get some servo kills. Unfortunately getting aggroed by the buzzsaw, and you need to kind of put your Kree on a hold position there in the mineral line. Also, we see the healing hugs coming out from Brian. So some of those units going, some of the servos going down. But there's also a little push here right at the front. In go the Kree, and many of them were kind of weak from taking buzzsaws to the face. And we see the exploding lights of the dead Kree. Stormgate up, but it looks like Arkuss is trying to be aggressive here. Says, I'm going to go right for the buzzsaw turret. And there goes the rampart. A crazy good little defense there. The rampart will immediately put the reinforced on the buzzsaw turret. Well, look at how little damage it takes. That's ridiculous. Actually, I should have seen how much armor it gets. If I remember correctly, it's 200 armor, which really reduces any damage it takes. Finally, Brian's is able to come back. That's what the static key is there for. It's there to give you enough time to run your army back and get into the defense mode. It's Arkuss trying to stutter step back away, but when you're facing Bio here, Bio is a speedy unit composition, especially if they're taking and dealing damage. And that means they're able to fight their way back. Couple of Cabal here on the reinforcement line getting caught out. Another Cabal here. And they finally turn to fight as they group up with a little bit of a reinforcements here. And that means they're able to overpower the Lancers. And now it's the other way. Cabal in the back. Poor Cabal get caught out and cleaned up. What do we have here? You know, just one lone prism chilling at the wellspring. Argents decide, hey, maybe we'll be able to poke at this Stormgate here, but I don't think so. The timer is too low, and in come the army of Brian's. Not really well grouped together here, which means that Arkuss does get some better shots off to start. Nonetheless, a few Kree go down. Now we've got a better grouped up composition here from Brian's, I should say. A couple medtechs in there doing their best to spend their energy healing up these exos. It does look like Arkuss has a little bit more here, both in the numbers but also on the field. And the Argents getting some good kills on the exos here. Exos are doing their stutter step, but they haven't yet been able to peck away at the Argent numbers. It's the other way around. The Argents are picking away at the exos. Another round of bio arrives. A couple of frontliners as well. That'll help. You need some tanks in there. That means that the exos won't be taking all that damage. Exos are the squishy ones. You want them protected. Lancers are nice and buff. They can take lots of damage. And Arkuss sitting back here, letting his Gracelight nodes heal up his units. And still the Prism just having a little constitutional as it was, just chilling by the wellspring. This is awkward. I thought this was my base. No, nope. This is my base. And of course, Brian's able to complete his first. But wait a second, says Arkuss. He was going to roll in there to defend, but that's just as Brian's rolls up on this base here. Luckily, there are some Judificator nodes here. A few others are still transforming, it looks like. They get dealt with. Now Arkuss is going in for the flank here. Does catch some of those units. A nice heaven step on top there. Also with a nice Cabal add. I like the Cabals added. The other ones got kind of cleaned up, but these ones nicely in the back where they belong. And fighting in the Wellspring. But it does look like Brian's has a nice force to contend here. And starts pushing back the Argents and Cabal of Arkuss. Now it's a reinforcement line for Arkuss to show up. And he's got his own Animancer in here. It's not clear if he's finished Animancer research to have the Dark Prophecy. This is a there's still a battle going on here at this base. But it's a building battle and a worker battle. This is a real battle, an army battle. And look at how caught off Brian's army is here. Arkuss is able to get some really nice damage there. I think he may have summoned in those nodes there to actually block the units in, which was really clever if that is indeed what he did. We now have a little bit of a sentry post rush going on over here. Sentry posts over here are also trying to get some damage done. But Arkuss is on the way back to try and defend his bases.
That is uncomfortable.
That is uncomfortable, says the servo. Brian's, for the moment, is just trying to rebuild, get another army out to maybe put some pressure on. And lets these servos and this sentry post go down undefended. But as his command post is starting to come at risk, he is going to come across. There is an Animancer there. It looks like Animancer research is almost done. And the Animancers that are here have been gathering up their energy. So that means there will be a number of Dark Prophecies ready. In comes the attack. There are Vulcans here as well. Let's see. Double Dark Prophecy in the back there. Catching a lot of units. A lot of dead Exos. The Vulcans are more resilient against that spell. But that's only Vulcans that have double Dark Prophecy again. Also on the Vulcans. Vulcans going down. There are 2 Vulcans going down. Third one going down as well. Not much left here. And that is a tap out from Brian.